Greetings, Hermes Press fans. Dan Herman from Hermes Press with our new Phantom. Phantom Dailies, Volume 15. Here it is. Can you see? With its blue beauty. And, of course, you have the Phantom with a damsel in distress and hero and devil on the cover. Yet another striking cover. On the back, you have, guess what? The mark of the skull and the good mark with an explanation, because in this volume you have the explanation and origin of the good mark. So as with most of our Phantom books, we have a nice design. We have some Phantom panels to start you off right. We have a table of contents. We have an essay explaining what's in the book. And as with some of the other books we've published recently, some of the stories have been adapted from the original comic strips into books. So we have a picture of the Scorpion Menace, and you would note that this is a picture from the cover of one of our Phantom Avon pocketbooks, which are available now on Amazon.com, through your local comic book store, and of course through Hermes Press. And one of the continuities in this book is called The Crybaby, which was memorialized in a comic strip and then in a comic book story. So we have the continuity, so you can compare it. It's a little smaller than a comic book, but you can still read it. And you can read how the comic book took the original strip and adapted it into a much shorter version. And of course, we have our impeccable reconstructions done from King Features Press Proofs with a little help from our friends, including Ivan Pedersen. Thank you very much again, Ivan. And we also have had help with missing pieces, bits and pieces from Ivan. And we've also had help from Jeff Schwartz, who is providing us with most of our Sundays. And again, thank you very much, Mr. Schwartz. We couldn't do it without you. Anyway, this is up to our normal quality. And I will confess that in our last Phantom volume, volume 14, we made a boo-boo. We had the same strip on 2 pages. It had the same date, but the years were different, so it was repeated, and fans brought that to our attention while this book was at the printer, but it hadn't been printed yet. Consequently, I immediately stopped the printing and added in this page with the missing strip. So you can now read the story with the missing strip, which is in this book. So it's complete. Apologies, but we fix them. You just tell us. Remember, fans, you tell us there's a problem, we listen, we fix it. And of course, here we are with the announcement of Volume 16. Now, Volume 16 is the Swan Song edition of the work of Wilson McCoy, and I will be writing a very lengthy, actually I've written a very lengthy essay about Wilson McCoy and his incredible contribution to The Ghost Who Walks over the many years he worked on it, first working on it with Ray Moore as an assistant, and then working on it when Ray Moore was during the Second World War, and then later when Ray Moore came back, they did it a few more times, and then finally he did the strip all himself up until he unexpectedly passed away, and then Cy Berry took the strip over, and that is a great thing and a great change in the way The Ghost Who Walks looks. And Lee Falk began to change the stories to appropriately deal with Cy Berry's very different, much more sophisticated style of storytelling. You have to understand that Cy Berry started out as a penciler and inker, but was well known as an inker in the comic book world, and inked for many fine companies, including and especially DC Comics. He inked a number of people, including Alex Toth, and his inks on Alex Toth's works are simply incredible. There are only 2 inkers that I think adequately ink Alex Toth's work, would be Alex Toth and Cy Berry. And I've told Cy that, and he's very happy about being complimented, because he was truly a great inker. Now, some more great news. Volume 17 begins the Cy Berry years. And as some of you know from looking at Facebook, we have a special limited edition where Cy Berry created a special cover, which is on our Facebook page, and gave us a color guide. So it'll be colored exactly as he wants it to be colored. Now, we'll have a regular edition of the book, which will be available through Amazon.com and your local bookstore or comic book store. and through the various different stores on the internet, as well as the Hermes Press website, and we encourage you to buy it through the Hermes Press website. But the limited edition will only be available two ways. First, it'll be a Comic-Con exclusive, and then if there are any left, it'll be sold on our website. And I believe we're going to print a limited edition of 200. Siberia is getting a bunch, which I understand is going to give to his family members. It will have a signed limited edition plate in it with a different cover, which has the cover of the image that he created. It's going to be phenomenal. It's very limited. If you love Siberia, which I do, this will be the ultimate Siberia Phantom book. The material for Volume 17 is coming exclusively from the King Features Press Proofs. I don't think you can do a lot better than that. I don't think you can. I think that's about as perfect as you can come. Anyway, Volume 15 is available through us. It'll be available in bookstores in about 35 to 40 days. You can pre-order it through us. You'll get it first. But fans, we're getting there. We're getting to the Siberia years. A lot of you have asked for it. It's almost there. But we can't forget how important Wilson McCoy was, and this book will show you what beautiful work he did. The last edition volume of his work, Volume 16, is done. It's going to the printer. It'll be delivered very shortly. 17 is almost finished and will be going to the printer as well. I believe we'll be premiering 17 at Comic-Con, which is July, which means we have to have the book in late June. And other good news, the next volume of Sundays is almost finished and will be going to the printer very shortly. So that's all for now, fans. Any questions? Email me, email Sabrina, info@hermespress.com. Bye-bye.